Welcome back, Matthew and 5 students. Master Anthony here again. We're ready for our next subject. Our next subject will be inference. What do we infer when we see pictures? What do we infer when the author is writing something? Okay. What I'll do first, I won't explain, I'll show a short video. Okay, so you will watch the short video and that will give you a basis to see what is happening.
How was my day? How was my day? How dare you ask me that? Well, all right. Since you asked, I'll tell you how my day was. First, the car broke down on my way home from work. And then, when I eventually get home, I find out the dog has run away. Finally, my husband tells me he's lost his job. I am so very, very unhappy.
Kat, where'd you get that line?
What line?
The line about being unhappy. That's not in the script.
It's not?
Roll that back. See here? Car broke down. Dog ran away. Husband lost his job. See? Nothing about being unhappy.
Well, I made an inference that she was unhappy.
An inference? What's that?
I read the text and thought about what I know, and so I made an inference that the character is unhappy. See, we know her car broke down, and that's always a hassle. Then her dog ran away, and that's really sad. Finally, her husband lost his job, which is always bad news. So I added these things up and made an inference that she must be pretty unhappy.
Inference, huh?
I like it.
Okay, we'll keep it. Everyone, let's do it again with the inference in this time.
How was my day? How was my...
Well, as you can see, okay, influence, not too dissimilar to when we did unstated main idea. You have to look at the evidence, okay? We base inference on three things, okay? What you see or say, what you know, your experience, what you already have inside, and then what is it telling you, okay? The inference, what you know, okay? So we add them three things together. If we go here, okay, so in your package, you're going to have 2 PowerPoints, okay? I'm going to explain one PowerPoint for you, and then you can look at it at your leisure, okay? So first of all, I'll explain this one, okay? Obviously, making inference, okay? So first of all, what can you interpret about Amy? So let's have a look. We've got Amy babysits almost every day after school. She often has to say no to families who want her to babysit because she is already busy. So we have to look at that and say, what does it say? What do I see? Okay, what do I know? Okay, so we sit there and it says Amy babysits almost every day after school. So she's very busy. Why is she always busy? Okay, she often has to say no to families. So she has to say no to families. Why? Because she's extremely busy. This means Amy is extremely good at babysitting, which makes her a very popular babysitter, okay? So we can infer that Amy is a very good babysitter. What can you interpret about their activity? Let's have a look. Josh woke up early on Saturday morning and looked outside the window. The sun was out and the heat was excruciating, means very strong, okay? His dad called to Josh and said, "It is a perfect day. Don't forget to bring a towel." Josh grabbed the towel and they quickly left the house. So what does it say? What do we know? Okay, so we know, okay, it's a Saturday morning. He's not going to school. He looked out the window. The sun was excruciating. It was a very, very hot day, okay? His dad called him and his dad's told him it's a perfect day. Don't forget your towel. So you put that evidence together. We know it's hot and sunny. He's not going to school, and he says, bring your towel. So we can assume from that they're probably going swimming or maybe to the beach. What can you interpret about Joe? Joe and his parents just moved here. Joe's parents both from Guatemala and speak mostly Spanish. Joe helps them communicate in stores or at doctors' offices. What can we infer from that? Let's look at the evidence. The evidence tells us we have Joe and his parents, and they mostly speak Spanish. However, Joe helps them whenever they can't communicate properly. So we can infer from that that Joe's parents don't speak English, and that Joe is a bilingual speaker and can speak English and Spanish. Reading skills for inference. What is an inference? It's an educated guess based on information in a picture, text or graph, and the reader's own knowledge. The reader interprets the author's information. Okay? He takes that information and he connects all the dots again, similar to what we did in unstated main idea. Making an inference. I see, or it says, I know what you already know inside your head, and that is, so I think. That is what the inference, I think it's trying, what the author is trying to tell me. Right, it says make an inference. What does this image tell you? So look at that picture. Take a second before you answer. What do you think? So we go on what you see. What do you see? You see a cat. You see a no entry sign. What do you know? You know a no entry sign tells you you cannot go in. So therefore, I think cats are not permitted here. Question. What did you already know that helped you make that inference? You knew that there was a cat. You already know what a cat is. You knew what a no entry sign was. So therefore, you determined that the cat wasn't allowed in on any premises or into wherever. Look at that picture. You work that one out. Have a look at it using the same skill we've just used. Okay, we have another one. I want you to look at that picture, look at the caption, determine what you see, determine what you know, and then make an inference. Okay? The reason for this is you're going to be doing a worksheet very, very similar to this. Again, look at the picture, spacecraft, aliens, they've been everywhere. What can you infer from it? Use it, look at the evidence, what do you already know, and give me a thought. Okay? How good readers make inference. They use word and text clues. Same as what we did for context clues. Can you see the pattern? Picture clues. Define unknown words. There's a word you don't know, find the definition. Look at the emotion of the feeling. Look at the tone of what you're reading. Look at the picture. There will be a tone in that picture. Use what you already know. So inference has to be based on adding the evidence from the text, and the biggest thing is what you have already learned in life. Look at explanations of the events. Ask themselves questions. Ask questions about that text or that picture. Make another inference. Miss Rose has bus duty. Jacob finds the frog, picks it up and runs over to show it to Miss Rose. Miss Rose screams, jumps and runs as fast as she can into school. What can you infer from this passage? What are the clues in this passage? So what do you think? Have a look at that. We've got Miss Rose, she's obviously a school bus, okay? Jacob finds a frog, picks up the frog, he's not scared of the frog, and runs over to show it. She screams, runs and jumps. That's the biggest clue. She is obviously very scared of frogs, okay? Let's play a game. What can you infer? Authors imply, readers infer. Basically what that means is the author is trying to tell you something, you have to determine what that author is telling you. Authors make implication that readers have to infer. What do I mean by these statements? Good readers are detectives. That means you have to work out all the clues. They're not always going to write it simply for you. We are always looking out for clues that help them better understand stories and pictures. So here we've got a small task that you can do. Okay, it says here reader's journey. You have a few pictures that you have to look at and infer what is happening in these pictures. I'm not going to give you the answers. I've gave you the answers on the other ones. I want to see what you can infer from these pictures based on what you see, what you know, what you think. So what can be inferred about this situation? Use that strategy. Okay? Look at the picture. What do you see? Where do you think they are? What do you think is happening? Okay? You tell me what you think that is. Again, what can you infer about the setting, the place? Where is it? What do you see? What do you know? Okay? Look at them pictures, okay? You're going to have a test. You're going to have something very, very similar to this, okay? You're going to have 9 pictures. And these 9 pictures will have written text. I want you to look at the pictures. And it tells me in there you'll have 3 boxes. It will say, what do you see? So you write the things that you see that you know. Then it'll have another box. That next box will see, what do you know? Okay, what do you know? What is your experience of them things? And then the last part will be, you have to write what is being inferred in this picture. Here we have a worksheet, okay? Obviously, you know, fill in your name, date, etc., okay? Then we have some pictures, okay? So here we have the I see, I know, I think strategy, okay? So look, oops and at to test my intelligence, okay? So you've got another picture. Ned's always been afraid of change. I want you to study the pictures, look at what you see, look at what you know. Two more. Study the picture, look at the picture, what do you see, what do you know, what does it tell you? Okay? Last ones, okay? So write the pictures. So here you have a worksheet quickly. I'll just, in there what I see. So you look at the picture, look at the things in the picture, what do you see in the picture? So you click on there, okay, and then you write, okay? What do you know? What do you know about the things that you see? Okay? Then, when you've done that, what do you think? What is being inferred in that picture? Then what you do, there's 9 of them. So you do all 9 of them, and then that's what you will hand in. Okay? Right. When you've completed the picture inference, your next task will be to read these passages. There are many of them. Take your time, okay? Look at them carefully, okay? So the first one, there are 10 of them altogether. This is worksheet 1, and the answer I've done for you as an example, so you know what I'm looking for, okay? Do not copy your other students, or you will fail your formative scores. Right, it says read each passage and then respond to the questions. Each question will ask you to make a logical inference based on textual details. Explain your answer by referring them to the text. Okay? So have a look. Every day after work, Paul took his muddy boots off on the steps on the front porch. Alice would have a fit if the boots made it so far as the welcome mat. Okay? Then He then took off his dusty overalls and then threw them into a plastic garbage bag. Alice left a new garbage bag tied to the porch railing for him every morning. On his way in the house, he dropped the garbage bag off at the washing machine and went straight up the stairs to the shower as he was instructed. He would eat dinner with her, and after he was presentable, okay, when he looked good, and Alice had often said, okay, as Alice had often said, okay, so it says here, what type of job does Paul do? Okay, so we look at this, okay, so it doesn't actually say what the job is, like he's a dentist, he's a teacher, so you have to look at the evidence. So it says here, every day after work, he took off his muddy boots. So we know he's very dirty. He's got muddy boots, okay? He left them on the porch, okay? He'd leave them on the welcome mat. He'd have to go upstairs straight away and have a shower, okay? So that would tell you that Paul works some kind of job that requires him to get dirty, okay? That's what being inferred. That's what kind of job he's doing, okay? And it says, how do we know this? How do we know this? Paul's clothes are muddy every day, okay? So that's how we got the inference, okay? So then what you need to do, you will have many of them. Look at the words, identify any words you don't understand. As same as the last subjects, you have vocabulary sheets. And the vocabulary sheets, again, you fill in the word, you write a definition, and give me another sentence using that word. So you can use it again in the future, okay? So there will be many, many of them, okay? Again, I reiterate from last time where we left off. I hope you are finishing your work, okay? And you're being very responsible and not trying to copy your friend's work, because we do know, okay? And it will affect your scores. So again, I would like to convey that to you and your parents and family, your brothers and sisters are keeping well and keeping safe. And we'll see you on the next video when that will be, okay? Take care and goodbye.